Welcome to a masterclass. Where the master is, I've no idea. I'd rather think of it as a workshop. I was in here working with students on Monday, and we had a wonderful, wonderful time running around the floor, finding a little bit more out about our bodies. I'd rather not know about mine, thank you. But and that's what we did. And then just playing with some dialogue for an operetta that's coming up shortly, The Merry Widow. It's a wonderful discipline, and I urged the students, I'll be finished very shortly, I promise you, urged the students to do what I had to do in very early days of my career, I remember, in Cardiff. Not my neck of the woods, but there I was in Cardiff doing Fledermaus, and I had a director who did a certain amount of work on the stage itself, having already been in the studio, certain amount on stage itself, but an awful lot from the farthest reaches of the house in order to urge us to pitch our voices at a position in which we could be heard anywhere. And this is one of the challenges for every singer, every actor, everyone that comes onto the platform, to know how to use the voice in that sort of way. And it's a lesson once learned is never forgotten. Georgia, wherever you are. But it's unusual because initially you think you're actually screaming at one another, and then you become used to it. And in the process, you stop being the timid young lad from Durham and become some monstrous stage person who spends his life ever after that being very loud on stages, or as loud as he possibly can be. There'll be a certain amount of that this afternoon, but in a very genteel manner, I think, really. We're going to look at a variety of things today. There'll be some lieder, there'll be some opera in various languages, good languages, hopefully, not bad language, and then we'll go on. We're going to be half an hour per student, I think, or thereabouts. Hi, Hugo, again.
Nice to see you.
How are you? Hello, Joe. Would you care to introduce that gentleman over there?
I sort of assumed that you needed no introduction, but this is Joe Ramadan.
Have you got a score of the Samson? What are you going to do? Are you going to do Samson now?
Well, actually, we were thinking of starting with the Schumann.
Oh, fine, fine.
Give a score of the Samson.
No, don't worry. I brought my own scores so you can see what happens to them after a year or two. They fall to pieces.
I can see it.
They fall to pieces.
I can see it.
But it's very handy because it means that you've got the 3 big Schubert cycles in a lightweight form. Except I don't need them. There we are. Right.
So is it all right if we start with the Schumann?
Absolutely.
Great.
More than all right.
This is Schöne, Wiege, Leiden. It's the 5th song from the slightly lesser sung Liederkreis collection, Opus 24. Geschehen sehen, dass ich jetzt so elend bin. Nie wollt ich dein Herz rühren, Liebe hab ich nie erfleht, nur ein stilles Leben führen, wollt ich, wo dein Odem weht, wo dein Odem weht. Doch, du drängst mich selbst von innen, bittere Worte spricht dein Mund. Wahnsinn wühlt in meinen Sinnen und mein Herz ist krank und wund. Und die Glieder matt und träge schlepp ich fort am Wanderstab, bis mein müdes Haupt ich lege, ferne in ein kühles Grab. Schöne Wiege meiner Leiden, schönes Grab all meiner Ruh, schöne Stadt, ihr müssen scheiden. Lebe wohl, lebe wohl.
Well done. It's really lovely quality. I love the lightness, the quality of your voice, that you don't try to force it at any time. I rather wish you did. Not force, but I think you could afford to be more expansive.
Sure.
You're being very careful with it. And what happens is that in being careful, which is a great attribute, that has to be said, is that you get further and further away from moving the song forward. I mean, there is only one way that music works, and that's in that direction. It doesn't, it comes to a standstill if you don't find that impulse that's there in it. And I think you could afford to take the lead more.
Okay.
I know Joe is highly trained sitting there playing his instrument, but develop that side of yourself as well, that you take the initiative more. And I want to hear from you more initiative in this song.
Okay.
The other two things I would say also, there are one or two notes that aren't correct that you're singing at the moment.
Is that in the edition, the G sharp rather than?
Oh, maybe it was. Maybe, is it because I'm using the wrong Peters?
No, not at all. But there's a deviation in the second Liebewohl between editions.
All right. Which edition is that? Do you remember? Don't tell me Schirmer.
Peters.
Or is it the Peters? Oh, I have a Peters here. But anyhow, I heard something that I wasn't familiar with.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, I'm sure there's that I'd be right in saying this. Make sure that we're singing minim crotchet whenever that form takes place. Sometimes you dot those bars, and it's a shame because they have a wonderful flow to them. And if you devalue the note at the other end if you don't actually observe what he wrote first. Can we start from the top?
Yeah.
What are the emotions, would you say, when you go through this song?
Yeah. So it starts as quite a simple, he's saying farewell to his home city or his hometown, place in which he's grown up. And basically as it goes along, or at least until the final verse, it becomes more and more pained and in anger that he feels that he's being forced to leave this.
But initially,
I think it's a loving farewell to
Schöne Wiege, meine Worte.
Yeah.
We need to hear that more.
Okay.
In order, if we can start at that point, then I can get the end of it,
Yeah.
where you turn back with a certain amount of bitterness or regret, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
But I think we need to start off in that positive frame of mind initially. And so bring that out more. Schöne Wiege. It started well, I thought, but it didn't really come through strongly enough.
Sure.
Let's try it again. And now, if I pick up on those things that I mentioned before, either the note or the dotted rhythm, then I will mention it. In fact, what key are we in? I'm not sure.
E.
Thanks. What I was saying to Sam was that, you know, even in sadness, the sadness is coming through already, I have to tell you. Schöne Wiege, meine Wonne. What I'm getting, if you, Schöne Wiege, meine Wonne. Already the tears are there. Have a more, an outlook that has more sunshine in it. We can get the darker aspects of it as we go along, much further down the line. But initially, I don't want to see Monk. We talked about Monk the other day in the first class on Monday, but it would be good if we could avoid that tragedy and you know the Margaret Thatcher eyebrows. Yeah, you do that, don't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it just needs an openness there rather more, and I think that would be to our advantage, to your advantage more so. Rather than Schöne Wiege meiner Leiden. Can you see the Stadt down here?
Yeah.
And relate to it. There's a house there where those three guys are. There's another house there, and there's a church there, look. And the city hall or the town hall is there where you had dances and barn dances of a Saturday evening.
I see it.
Can you see it all?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so relate to it rather than to the lamp up there.
Yeah.
Speak to the town. Schöne Wiege meiner Leiden.
Schöne Wiege meiner Leiden, schönes Grab all meiner Ruh, schöne Stadt, wir müssen scheiden. Lebe wohl, ruf ich dir zu. Lebe wohl, lebe wohl.
Last ones. Lebe wohl, ruf ich dir zu. Lebe wohl, lebe wohl. Really illustrate those for us rather more. Can you? Lebe wohl, ruf ich dir zu, in particular. Seine Ruhe, schöne Stadt, wir müssen scheiden. Lebe wohl, without me, lebe wohl. Really talk to the town, you know, so that it's not just this nice tenorial lament, you know, that we have real communication going on. Do it once more. Schöne Wiege, it's better, but I mean, it's just a question of the level at which you're addressing this to a very great degree, so that we're all in contact with it. You're not taking yourself away and above us.
Yeah.
Are you happy looking at people out there.
Yeah,
Those, you know, there are people out there.
Yeah.
Look at them.
Yeah.
Because there are those of us who stand in that position sometimes who hate that. They want that to be blackness, you know, dark, dark. There was a lady I knew who had to take 3 Valium tablets before she went on the stage at Covent Garden because she hated the idea that there were people watching her. Find another job, dear. It's not that with you, but just bring us into the story.
Schöne Wiege meiner Leiden, schönes Grabmal meiner Ruh, schöne Stadt, wir müssen scheiden. Lebe wohl, ruf ich dir zu.
That's the one I don't get.
Yeah.
Then you're right in singing it. What you are doing at the moment. How weird! I've never heard that. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind.
Russell agrees with you, I think.
Is Russell nodding? No. We need to talk, Russell. Lebe wohl, lebe wohl. I like it. But I've never heard it before. There we are. One learns, lives and learns. Now, going into this next section, where are we with that?
Yeah, so this is a regret, really, that he's saying, had I never seen you, the woman that he loves, then I wouldn't be in this position. Basically, it would have never come to pass.
Hätte ich dich noch nie gesehen.
So miserable, and that I'd have to leave this place.
So can you focus that right down to that individual? So we've done the churches and the towns and the pubs and the churches and what have you. We've been through the town and done all of that. Now you, hätte ich dich noch nie gesehen, let's really bring it right down and focus on that. So lebe wohl, lebe wohl. Can we pick it up from there?
Hätte ich dich doch nie gesehen, schöne Herzenskönigin, nimmer, nimmer wär es dann geschehen, dass ich jetzt so elend bin.
Can we do one more thing? Just start where we did there with the new key. Hätte ich dich noch nie gesehen, and then go through. Link that thought right the way through, can we, to the point that we just reached?
Yeah.
So that we have that sort of sub-clause in the middle of it all, but we get right through to the end of it. Yeah.
I think that's probably one of the things that I find most difficult is that precise, surprising turn.
I think then the turn comes with "Das ich jetzt so elend bin." I think only at the end there.
Okay.
Can you start to think of it in that way, so that we have A, B, A, if you like, for want of a better metaphor.
Yes.
Hätte ich dich noch nie gesehen? Can we go into that? Dum, bum, 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 Joe? Bum, bum, bum.
Hätte ich dich doch nie gesehen, schöne Herzenskönigin, nimmer, nimmer wär es dann geschehen, dass ich jetzt so elend bin.
Can you do it once more without the soupy links between notes? Hätte ich dich doch nie gesehen, schöne. Somehow Schöne being on the first beat of that bar, that strong beat of the bar, there's almost an irony in it in a way, I feel. schöne Herzenskönigin, nimmer, nimmer werde ich dann gesehen, dass ich jetzt so elend bin. Werde ich das, nimmer werde ich das geschehen. Das, der, I think we're on the right track.
Yeah.
Give us it once more.
Yeah. Just from.
Hätte ich dich noch nie gesehen.
Hätte ich dich doch nie gesehen, schöne Herzenskönigin, nimmer, nimmer wäre es dann geschehen, dass ich jetzt so elend bin. Nie wollt ich dein Herz rühren, lieber hab ich nie.
It's lovely, but could you just inform those phrases that are coming now with what you just went through in that change of key?
Yes.
Yeah, so that it has more information on it than it would have had previously. Do you know what I mean?
I do. Totally.
Good. Could you give us that bit of Zwischenspiel there, Joe? Da, da, da.
Nie wollt ich dein Herz rühren, lieber hab ich nie erfleht, nur ein stilles Leben führen, wollt ich, wo dein Odem weht, wo dein Odem weht, doch du drängst mich selbst von hinnen, bittere Worte spricht dein Mund, Wahnsinn wühlt in meinen Sinnen und mein Herz.
I'm only going from the clues that Schumann gives me here. When he starts playing, it's becoming much more disturbed.
Yeah.
It would be lovely if you could reflect that. Not hugely so, but I think it's developed further. You know, we've gone further down the line with the regrets and the relationship and the history and everything else. So let's go back and be ready for that syncopated stuff that he's got. Before we get into Wahnsinn wühlt in meiner, let's pick it up from Wo dein Odem no, go a little further back. Nur ein stilles Leben führen.
Ja. Nur ein stilles Leben führen, wollt ich, wo dein Odem weht, wo dein Odem weht, doch du drängst mich selbst von innen, bittere Worte spricht dein Mund, Wahnsinn wühlt in meinen Sinnen und mein Herz ist krank und wund.
Can we make use of that writ that we have in that bar there, Joe, and you too, so that we get va da 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 da, so it really makes something of the last three quavers. Yes, absolutely. Ist krank und wund, so that each of those wund comes cutting through somehow. Just from Wahnsinn. Wahnsinn wühlt.
Wahnsinn wühlt in meinen Sinnen und mein Herz ist krank und wund. Und die Glieder matt und träge schlepp ich fort am Wanderstab, bis mein müdes Haupt ich lege, ferne in ein kühles Grab. Schöne Wiege meiner.
I didn't want to interrupt that particular line because it was so lovely, but I think it's worth stopping in order that we get the growth und die Glieder, natt und träge, schleppig. Can you really sing right through that phrase so that we never get a kind of dip at the end of each little sentence, each bar, so that we're growing through the whole thing?
Yes, I'm trying. I felt possibly all written piano over all this crazy stuff in the piano.
So what do you understand by piano?
Yes.
Define piano.
Yeah, it's difficult.
It's impossible to describe. I mean, is it piano in this area here? Or piano by the time it gets out there? Or twice as far? I don't know what that means. It's just a feeling. But it actually doesn't have a decibel count on it.
No, of course not.
Just have that feeling. That's all it can matter.
Yeah.
You know, you're sensitive. Even now, at this short acquaintance, I can tell there's a sensitivity there. So don't be oversensitive to it. I know you will be, but just keep it calm and under wraps. But your own already cultured self will bring what's required to that moment, without getting too itsy-bitsy artistic and what have you.
Yeah.
But just the 2 bars into that, Joe, can we? Or 1 and 2/3 bars.
Die Glieder matt und träge schlepp ich fort am Wanderstab, bis mein müdes Haupt ich lege, ferne in ein kühles Grab.
Could you just, this is silly, maybe. Could you think of ferne in ein kühles Grab? I mean, ferne could be way out over there, or you could envision it here.
Yeah.
My instincts would want me to create it here.
Sure.
Ferne in ein kühles. You're not Byron, you know. You just Hugo. You're down here. So ferne in ein kühles Grab, and then on from there.
Okay.
I think it's lovely just for us as an audience, to whom you're telling this tale, to know that we're talking about that there.
Yeah. Okay.
Schlepp ich fort.
Schlepp ich fort am Wanderstab, bis mein müdes Haupt ich lege, ferne in ein kühles Grab. Schöne Wiege meiner Leiden, schönes Grab all meine Ruh, schöne Stadt, wir müssen scheiden. Lebe wohl, lebe wohl.
Oh no, go on, play it. Thank you, Joe. It's important. You're listening to that postlude, as you will many Schumann postludes, more than any other composer, and it's important that you know what you're going to do with them. So the song continues.
Yeah.
You know, it's that whole picture. So I was talking to students the other day, and we were talking about the pictures that one has in the brain. You know, you start accumulating images from all kinds of places, museums, galleries, the street, but they're all there. And those are the images that you call upon at a moment like that. Going down that street, going through that portal, into that church, into that field, whatever it might be. But I know you're on a journey away, and you've said, Schöne Stadt, goodbye, I'm off, goodbye now. And that's what comes through here. This is the window into it all that we see there. Just as with Sam, we see deep waters, blue waters, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
But we need to see that. You still have to work through that postlude.
Yes.
Is that okay?
Yeah, definitely.
Let's leave it there.
Okay.
Terrific. Thank you. Are you preparing the whole cycle?
Yes, I am.
Good.
So I've done sort of 5 or 6.
Great. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
Don't forget Milton.
Yeah.
Hello. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How
Is
are
it
you?
Eileen or Ellen?
Ellen.
We know Francesca, but you can say.
This is Francesca Lauri again, and we're going to perform together Una voce poco fa by Rossini. Una voce poco fa, qui nel cor mi risuonò, il mio cor ferito è già, e l'indor fu che il piagò, se l'indor mio sarà, lo giurai, la vincerò, se l'indoro mio sarà, lo giurai, la vincerò. Il futuro ricuserò, io l'ingegno aguzzerò, alla finta chiederò e contenta resterò. Se l'indoro mio sarà, lo giurai, la vincerò. Se l'indoro mio sarà, lo giurai, la vincerò. Io sono docile, sono rispettosa, sono obbediente, dolce amorosa, mi lascio reggere, mi fo guidar, mi fo guidar. Ma se mi toccano dove il mio debole, sarò la vipera, sarò, e 100 trappole prima di cedere, farò giocar, e 100 trappole prima di cedere, farò giocar, e 100 trappole prima di cedere, e 100 trappole farò giocare. Io sono docile, sono obbediente, mi lascio reggere, mi fuirò. Ma se mi toccano dove il mio debole, sarò la vipera, sarò, e 100 trappole prima di cedere, farò giocar, e 100
I haven't much to say, really. Mainly that I wouldn't mess with you. It's terrific, absolutely terrific. I mean, you've captured the spirit of Rosina very much. I mean, she's only about 12. You come over rather more knowing than that, but very good, very well studied, well remembered, well thought out, thought through. How many of the ideas are your own?
What do you mean, the cadenzas or the...
Well, the general presentation, really.
It wasn't really planned out. I was just kind of trying to channel Rosina.
Your instincts are right, that's all I would say. I mean, Bartolo hasn't got a chance. No, clearly. And I'm not sure Almaviva has either, so don't go on into doing the Marriage of Figaro after this, because the Count has no chance either. Or Cherubino. I mean, you'll just swamp a lot of them. I think every now and then take the option of setting up the upbeat into some of these things. Ma se mi toccano, for example. Ma se mi toccano. You could afford to play with that a wee bit more. Okay. Sometimes a maestro might say to you, I'm sorry, I can't catch that upbeat. Yeah. That might well be said to you. Okay. I've heard it said. And you really, it's just one or two niceties. I think early on in one of the decorations that you did, I could do with hearing the top of the voice more, and you're dwelling a little more on it, rather than throwing it away and then getting back into the rest of the decoration that you do, the coloratura. That's a small thing. And the other is how to do this ma. There's a mischievousness in that I was aware of from very, very early days of performing this piece. And there were those Rosinas who knew exactly how to present it, and others just slightly missed the focus somehow. But if you get to honing the skills that you have into producing ma. So we see this charming, charming creature up to that point. But as soon as she says that one word, we know we've got a problem.
It's difficult because I think sometimes I come across as a middle-aged woman when I do it. Like a kind of, you didn't come home last night, ma. And I'm trying to still be kind of...
Is that what middle-aged women do? I'm coming home, honey. There's no question of that. No, you can do that still as a 12-year-old or 14, 16, whatever she is. You still have a way of being able to present that without necessarily having a pinafore on front and doing the dishes, you know. Yeah. Where were you last night? I've been sitting here all night promoting my affair. I don't know where you... No, I don't think she's not that at all. She's not that at all. No, I think... no, she's a very, very confident young lady, clearly, and knows her business. What's interesting about Rosina is that is serenaded, indeed, by a man from the street who turns out to be, we all know who he turns out to be, Count Almaviva. But there's an unwritten relationship between she and Figaro himself, and I think were it not for different circumstances, the two of them would see very much eye to eye, if not other body parts too. I mean, there's a very strong and loving relationship between them in the nicest possible way. There's a warmth there. He comes to her assistance, and strangely, it's his future wife, Susanna, who comes to her assistance later on in more tragic circumstances, so that we're very supportive of you, between Figaro and Susanna. Can we go from the top again in the truncated version, and we'll look at those cadenzas that we have, and then just see we can tweak them just a wee bit where I thought they needed a tweak. This is one thing I was going to say. If you've got that tempo going, use it.
Yes, okay.
Or establish a tempo with Francesco that is the one that you want to use.
Yes.
But da-dum-ba-bam, ba-da-dum, ba-da-bum. Una voce poco fa. I was once doing a Marriage of Figaro performance with a conductor called Carl Böhm. And Carl Böhm was a very, very, very revered conductor. And one had to be hugely respectful of him. And I remember him being down in the pit, and we'd rehearsed, of course, we knew exactly what we were doing, and I was in this production doing the count, and I sang, "Hai già vinta la causa, pa-pom, pa-pom, oh, io sento, in quale cadea, pom, 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 pervidi, io voglio." So, you need to come to an agreement.
Okay.
It's easy to sing, I realize, but if you could make that clearer so that we get more distinction on those notes coming down the scale.
Yes.
Si, no? You've slowed it down, but you lose nothing in the process. Yeah. It's fine. Yeah. I'd much rather hear that distinction, because it means we've got a distinct or a distinguished singer singing it. It makes the difference between just swimming over it all or being absolutely precise as to how do you deliver it. Okay. Makes a big difference to the bank balance at the end of the day, too, I might tell you. Yeah. All right? Okay. Ceiling door. Okay.
I'll just do that again. Better.
I mean, you will up the tempo of that as you require, but only do it when you can actually negotiate all of those notes in a virtuosic manner.
Okay, marvelous. Okay.
Francesca, can you take the tempo of this one down? There's a huge amount of script that needs to come through here, and it would be good to that should dominate rather than rush through.
Il futuro ricuserò, io l'ingegno aguzzerò, alla fin s'acchiuderò e contenta resterò.
The last phrase, can you just anticipate that and yes. Take it over?
Okay.
From the beginning of this section.
Il futuro ricuserò, io l'ingegno aguzzerò, alla fin s'acchiuderò e contenta resterò. Si l'indoro mio sarà, lo giurai.
I love the yodel. Oh, Yeah, always keep that in. That'll be your calling card for years to come. Yeah, that's the thing that people say, oh, I know who that is. It's Ellen. It's Ellen. She's got that. Barry Humphries is alive and kicking.
Okay, great. Shall I
All
do
right?
that again?
Yeah, do it again.
Okay.
Just the last one.
Oh, can we go from the low?
Wherever you like. You've got an option available to you there. And anticipate it. I mean, it's just slightly different from all of the other versions that you'll sing during the course of the aria. But it just gives a kind of impetus and a sense of the energy of the girl that you're dealing with, this creature.
Okay.
I'll say no more than that, just creature. Let's move on to the next section. That's lovely. I love the energy of that, but I think just prepare it slightly better.
Okay.
I think it just needs that.
Okay.
If I've got a stick, I'd have difficulty with that one.
Yes, okay. Cool.
Sometimes it's good to give the person with that stick a heart attack every now and then, but not too often. Otherwise, you run out of maestri.
Okay.
P's. So use the double P to create that bounce, if you like.
Okay, great.
Can you give us even more venom at the top of the
Okay.
And it goes with the look as well, I suppose, but we'll get the intention coming through.
Great.
But I think there's a real warning. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Let's get into that last bit of decoration, can we, comfortably? natural or a sharp coming down there? I wasn't sure what we were getting.
I'm not sure either. Shall I do it again?
Yeah, please, please. And decide one or the other. The other thing about this is the strength of Rosina comes through with just a single word, ma. And we know what we're onto. You know we've got to be careful with this woman. Don't mess about with this person. When she says ma, you know there's trouble if you don't conform. So you don't need to go nasty with it at any time. Charm, charm, charm comes through better than anything else.
Okay.
We have to love her. We will, we do.
Exactly.
But if we start to see, I don't know, Azucena coming through at any particular moment, and then sort of burning serpents on fires, it's not so funny any longer.
Yeah.
Nor is it the Barber of Seville. Wherever you like. Well, that we were talking about sharps and naturals.
I'll start that one. We'll see.
Yes.
Yes.
Middle of the Casbah there. That was terrific. Do it again. Very good. Can I thank you for one thing? That you sang, Joker, Joker, rather than RC. Everybody sings RC at the end of an Italian aria, and I'm never sure why. They've been negative the entire time for about the last 10 minutes, then suddenly it's RC for some reason. But Joker is far better. What else did you bring?
Andy Mont by Schubert.
Can you do that, please? You know, it's in the same neck of the woods.
Yeah, same sort of thing.
Enthülle dich, dass ich die Stätte finde, wo oft mein Mädchen saß und oft im Wind des Buchbaums und der Linde der guten Stadt vergaß. Enthülle dich, dass ich des Strauchs mich freue, der Kühlung ihr gerauscht und einen Kranz auf jeden Anger streue, wo sie den Bach belauscht. Dann lieber und
Three things. Und einen Kranz, that middle section, could you maintain the somewhat geschwind nature of it towards the end?
Yeah.
And then when we get back to the langsam, there's a bigger contrast.
Okay,
I just felt that we had too much preparation for it. I'd rather it just, as an afterthought, came back in that mood. Okay. And then when in that the fourth or fifth verse of the last section, und weine, could we have a real sense of cry over the top of that whole thing as you go right through it?
Yeah, okay.
Give it one more try. So getting into the end of the geschwind section, because we'll have to stop. Okay. Und einen Kranz, maybe pick it up from there.
Und einen Kranz auf jenen Anger streue, wo sie den Bach belauscht.
Give yourself time.
Dann liebe und dann nimm den Schleier wieder und trauer um deinen Freund. Und weine durch den Hof.
Von weine right through to the end. And the other thing I meant to say as well, when you get to the end, don't get to the end. Let it carry over so that Francesca can make the end for you.
Okay.
So that we don't finish with the Herniede wie dein verlassene Wein. And it goes on and on and on and on and on.
Okay, nice.
But it goes on with her rather than you. Yeah.
Exactly, okay.
Can you do that same thing, just getting into the end of that middle section?
Yes.
Und einen
Und einen Kranz auf jenen Anger streue, wo sie den Bach belauscht. Dann lieber Mund, dann nimm den Schleier wieder und trauer um deinen Freund. Und weine durch den Wogenflug, hernieder wie dein verlassener
Yeah. Thank you. Tea time. That was really beautiful.
Thank you.
L'amour, oui, son ardeur a troublé tout mon être. d'une clarté resplendit à cette fenêtre. C'est là que dans la nuit rayonne sa beauté. Oh, lève-toi, soleil, fais pâlir les étoiles qui dans l'azur s'envolent, brillent au firmament. Oh, lève-toi,
Very good, very good. You know what you did at the end? After parade.
Oh dear.
Could you do more of that all the way through?
Yeah.
What's coming over at the moment, as fine as it is a series of sort of technical exercises. I'd love to feel that you were really in this thing rather than going phrase by phrase. This is how you do this one. Here I must engage that. Here I must and take the breath and then get the posture and everything else for the B flat that's going. I'd love all that to be joined up in consistent thinking, so that instead of that feeling that I have, I'm getting this nice aria from Romeo and Juliet. I'm worried about. You feel and look very tense here.
Okay.
Can you just loosen up a bit? Just make sure that you start from a very easy base rather than. And it has a kind of alarming effect on audiences. It reminds me, I don't know, for whatever reason, I used to work a lot with a man called Alfredo Kraus, and Kraus was not dissimilar build to yourself, and was always absolutely in control. I mean, he was extraordinary in what he was able to do technically, but applied to all of that, there was humanity as well. I just want to feel that we're hearing a character from Romeo and Juliet and not just Sam going through his exercises. Can we start it again? There were some really lovely things in there. I'm being very, very pernickety about this, but it's just to try and loosen the thing up. Let's take it to pieces a wee bit. Joe away. Can you just say that to me?
L'amour, l'amour, oui, son ardeur a troublé tout mon être.
Yeah, but not necessarily the way Gounod said it, the way you would want to say it.
Okay.
L'amour.
L'amour, l'amour, oui, son ardeur a troublé tout mon être.
Can you stop doing this? It's sort of the Barbara Streisand moments, of involvement. Just absolutely simple. Take all that away. L'amour.
L'amour, l'amour, oui, son ardeur a troublé tout mon être.
Go on.
Mais quelle soudaine clarté resplendit à cette fenêtre. C'est là que dans la nuit rayonne sa beauté. Ah, lève-toi, soleil, fais pâlir les étoiles, qui dans l'azur sans voile brillent au firmament. Ah, lève-toi, parais, astre pur et charmant.
Okay, let's do up to there, or maybe not even that far, but just keep it absolutely simple, as though you were singing Three Blind Mice or something.
L'amour,
L'amour, l'amour. I don't need that. L'amour, l'amour. But the shake of the head is a habit you could lose.
Okay.
All right? Is that...
dans la nuit rayonne sa beauté.
It's really good, really, really good. Amour, amour. If you have it twice or three times or whatever it might be, can you let one inform the next along the line?
Yeah.
So that we're not getting the same, just the repetition all of the time. L'amour, l'amour, it changes. You know, we met in the passageway there 5 minutes ago, and we've changed since then. You know, it changes all the time. Le rêve, can we pick it up from there, Joe? start this next page in a moment, but I want you to move. I want you to move over there and then bring it back to us, and wherever you like, basically. But I want to see you move through it. Because at the moment, what I'm seeing, it's fine, but I'm standing there and there's still this rigidity coming through to me. I'd love to feel that you are able to move this thing around. And let's find that out now. Joe, can you give us a lead into there? What does he mark there? Is it pianissimo right from the start? Can you go into the head voice immediately, or do you feel you need to go into full voice? Or
I think some people expect there to be a sort of full voice at the end of it because it's a lot of people record it that way. But no, he does ask for it. You're right, he does ask for it.
Do you listen to recordings? Do you?
Yeah.
Well, it's good. Sometimes, sometimes it's good. And sometimes they've done 25 takes in various versions and say, we'll have that one, which has whichever. But you don't have to. Do your way. And I think rather than going for the big noise and then taking it back, where we do feel that sort of synchromesh gear change a wee bit, get used to the idea of setting it up in a tender. A loving, to bring in the loving quality of it all, rather more. Let's pick it up from Astre pur et charmant. Can we pick it up from there? And give it that. That's the one I'd print.
Yeah.
There's a huge amount of, no names, no pack drill, but a huge amount of people out there looking for sound. And sound stops being sound, it just becomes noise after a while. Give me more sound, I've heard on occasion. Give me more noise is what they mean. And that's how it ends up. But the man I mentioned earlier, the thing he could do, and those other tenors of the day used to stand in astonishment and think, how on earth does he do that? I did it with Werther, I did it with Faust when we did it together. You stood in the wings on one or two occasions in your life and listened to someone who was just extraordinary. It happened for me with Vickers, John Vickers, and it happened to me with Alfredo Kraus. That you stand there, you come from your dressing room where you're having a sandwich and playing cards or whatever it might be, and you stand there because you're aware that someone special is doing something special. And that, being able to do that, is special. Anyone can go, well, not everybody, but some people can. But to have the skill to sing, which I can't. But having that skill is an absolute winner. Go that way. That's, I think it's the way forward. And it finishes off the thing in such a charming manner. I'd prefer to listen to that. That's lovely. Just keep on, when you're working, use a chair. Sit down on a chair and know that you're able to relax and feel able to perform an aria, song, whatever, in different physical situations, so that you're stuck there in that notch of the piano, or you can wander around a room. You're not comfortable wandering from there to there. I didn't feel you were entirely easy with it. I'd love you just to stroll around and do that. What else did you bring? That was Sam.
Böse Farbe.
Oh, let's do Böse Farbe. We probably don't need to walk that one, although it's a nice stream to walk by.
Yeah.
Well done, though, for this. That's not to take away anything that you've accomplished there. Oh gosh, this is where my tattered copy comes in.
Ich möchte ziehen in die Welt hinaus, hinaus in die weite Welt. Wenn's wohl so grün nicht wär da draußen im Wald und Feld. Ich möchte die grünen Blätter all pflücken von jedem Zweig. Ich möchte die grünen Gräser all weinen ganz totenbleich, weinen ganz totenbleich. Ach grün, du böse Farbe, du, was siehst mich immer an, so stolz, so keck, so schadenfroh, mich armen, weißen Mann. Ich möchte liegen vor ihrer Tür im Sturm und Regen und Schnee und singen ganz leise bei Tag und Nacht das eine Wörtchen Ade, das eine Wörtchen Ade. Euch wenn im Wald ein Jagd und Schalt, da klingt ihr Fensterlein und schaut sich auch nach mir nicht aus, darf ich doch schauen hinein. O binde von mir still herab das grüne Band, das grüne Band. Ade, ade und reiche mir zum Abschied deine Hand. Ade, ade und reiche mir zum Abschied deine Hand. Zum Abschied deine Hand.
When you sing some of these aggressive lines, and there are many of them in Böse Farbe, can you just keep it as simple as possible in here? There's an awful lot of chewing going on. Ich möchte nicht in die Weite, especially when you've got the aggressive sections. The more legato sections is okay, but I think you get very involved here, and it could be quite tiring. And then I think ease off. Towards the end, das grüne Band, Ade, ade und reiche mir, with the reiche mir in particular. Be careful how you use that and how you sing that. It's the kind of phrase in this piece where you tire. I don't need to tell you how strophic the whole nature of it is all the way through, and you've got many, many verses to think about, not here, but elsewhere. And moments like that, if you can just take the foot off the pedal and not drive it too much, it will leave more in the tank for you later on when you need it, and earlier too, but mostly later on. I think that was fine. Ich möchte. Could you just start it again? There was something I wanted to look at. Don't try and dig for that first, whatever it is. where are we? What is that? G, yeah. Don't dig for it. It gets you off to a bad start. Ich möchte speak it rather more. There's not a huge volume on available to you on that particular note with your voice. But don't try to force it into some other voice that you don't have. Can you give us a bar before there, Joe? Baddle-a-daddle-a-daddle-a.
Ich möchte ziehen in die Welt hinaus, hinaus in die weite Welt.
Can you read weite Welt? So we get a real line through there rather than ma ba, or whatever it might be. Hinaus in die weite Welt. Right through.
Hinaus in die weite Welt, wenn's nur so grün nicht wär, da draußen im Wald und Feld. Ich möchte die grünen Blätter alle pflücken von jedem Zweig. Ich möchte die grünen Gräser all weinen ganz totenbleich, weinen ganz totenbleich. Ach, grün.
When you finish that there, weinen ganz totenbleich, weinen ganz totenbleich. Can you leave the shape of the jaw there? What I'm seeing at the moment, and it's odd. Weinen ganz totenbleich. If you could avoid that, have a look at yourself in the mirror. But there's just a kick in there, and I think it just adds to the tiring quality that you'll get if you maintain that. Take it out and eliminate it, make it as simple as you can. Yeah, just up and down, rather than sideways. That's a very Welsh thing, that, you know. Yes, I'm Welsh, you see. Forgive me, I didn't mean that. It was something that one notices. Just try to eliminate that if you can, so it's straight up and down. Ich möchte die grünen Gräser all.
Ich möchte die grünen Gräser all weinen ganz totenbleich, weinen ganz totenbleich. Ach, grün, du böse Farbe, du, was siehst mich immer an, so stolz, so keck, so schadenfroh, mich armen weißen Mann. Ich möchte liegen vor ihrer Tür im Sturm und Regen und Schnee und singen ganz leise bei Tag und Nacht das eine Wörtchen Ade, das eine Wörtchen Ade. Und wenn im Wald ein Jagd und Schalter klingt ihre Fensterlein.
Can you just focus on the text here? I mean, it's suddenly he's asking you to sing a lot of notes in a short space of time, a lot of words in a short space of time. So don't try to make any volume. Just get the text out. Speak it loudly rather than sing it loudly. The other thing about this, the jaw and everything, is that I think we sometimes try to do too much. You know, it's simpler than we think it on occasion. Just keep it as simple as possible for yourself. Where were we? Hoch wenn im Wald ein Jagd und Schalt.
Hoch wenn im Wald ein Jagd und Schalt, da klingt ihre Fensterlein.
Can I ask, let's stop there and just ask, if I ask something else, that you see this Jagdhorn and the Wald and everything else, so that, doch wenn im Wald ein Jagd und Schalt, so that it becomes much more focused. I think it's important to have the pictures, have the journey, have the a site, a location in mind when you're doing this. Same thing, Joe, please.
Horch, wenn im Wald ein Jagd und Schalt, da klingt ihre Fensterlein. Und schalt sich auch nach mir nicht aus, darf ich doch schauen hinein. O binde von der Stirn hinab das grüne Band, das grüne Band.
The bar before that, Joe, can you just relax it ever so slightly so suddenly we can get a real line going through this? If it's I don't know, if it's sort of Chaplin-esque, it's not quite the same. I don't know why I say Chaplin-esque, but it just needs a wee bit more line, a little bit more time to take it all in. Just the upbeat into that bar. Da-da-da.
Von der Stirn herab das grüne Band, das grüne Band. Abschied deiner Hand. Ade, ade und reiche mir zum Abschied deine Hand. Zum Abschied deine Hand.
Just keep these down. There was, for years and years, I used to think it was wonderful to sing like this, you know, really in a very, very correct manner, all held upright with the, without realizing it necessarily, the spine freezing on you and the shoulder blades getting tighter and tighter and tighter until I realized that you let it go, you know. If someone sees that your belly moves in and out because you're breathing, it's not so bad. It's better than watching you die on the stage. And so, I mean, I think just allow the thing to fall a little bit more. When you're practicing, I tell people that Steinway designed pianos like this in order that we could lean against them. It's not entirely true, but it's useful. But just get used to using it in that way. It's a help for the body, I think, to get through some of the ordeals that we give ourselves. And believe me, it's not easy to stand, not even with a foot forward, but your feet are there. Or pardon. How much easier if you just back off from it a wee bit. You have more possibilities available to you, I think. Terrific, though. I liked it very much.
Thank you.
And you. Good one.
Thank you.
Olly. By a process of elimination, you have to be Olly. Hello.
Yes, I am.
Olly, tell us what you're going to do, would you please?
So I'm going to sing Avant de quitter ce lieu from Gounod's Faust, and then maybe get a chance to do some Schubert.
Oh, right. Okay.
La première, la plus brave, fort de la mêlée, Scede compadre pur mopei, et si velui Dieu me la vere, je verrai sous toi fidèle. Oh, Marguerite, avant de quitter ces lieux, sonne mes aïeux, à toi, Seigneur et roi des cieux, ma sœur, je confie. Ô roi des cieux, je te les yeux, protège Marguerite, ô roi des cieux, des cieux.
Forgive me, Ella. We didn't draw attention to you being with us, and we should have done. Forgive me for that. Sorry about that. Well done, well done. You met most of the requirements of this. The French was a wee bit, needs a little bit of help, I would say. But the G, you're very happy with the G, which is not what one can say for many of those that tackle this piece. What I think it needs is you use up so much energy for each phrase. I'm aware at the end of each phrase that you're glad it's over. Now I can take a breath and start the next one. Avant de quitter ces lieux, sol natal de mes aïeux, à toi Seigneur et roi des... These are all joined together, and I mean, you do have to breathe, of course you do, but I don't want to hear you. I want to hear that there's a seamless line that goes all the way through. It's like, I don't know, it's like making the finest pottery, and you can't see the joins, you know, where people have misfired in the kilns or whatever it might be, and they put it all back together again. And you can say I watch television, can't you? So, I mean, if we can just refine that and identify the difference between délivrer and délivrer, for example, and those are the things that make the difference and that we have to fine-tune. Oh, Sainte Médaille, can we pick it up from there to begin with at least? And before we do that, it's all very well singing, but don't give me Barnum and Bailey Circus and all the elephants coming at me at one moment. Yeah. It still has to be in a manner of culture. It's just coming out blockbusters at me at the moment, and I'd love you to we'll try to refine that a wee bit.
Oh, Sainte Médaille, qui me vient de ma sœur, au jour de la bataille, purificat-il l'amour, reste là sur mon cœur.
That was really lovely. Would you do it again for me, please? And remembering that it's a prayer.
Yeah.
So that it has that, I always think of this. You know, I talked about imagery and because it's important. And it's a bit like Lohengrin, or the image I have. There's a man standing there, he's about to go into battle. He's got all the help he can muster, which is a medal from his sister. And he stands there, and there's a lovely big light, and the massive perpendicular windows of a cathedral or are alongside him. It's blue. Blue and silver are the colours that come to mind. It's silvery, as this knight stands there ready to go. That must be the armour. And then this blue filtered light that comes through from reflections from the sea or whatever. Anyhow, that's the image. And out of that comes, oh, Sainte Médaille. It's fine down, it's not big and brawny and everything. That comes later with the bataille. But this is intense, like a laser beam. When you're practicing this, you could add shut your eyes. Okay. I don't, why do I say that? Because, oh, Sainte Médaille, qui me vient de ma sœur au jour de la bataille, qui est la mort reste là sur mon cœur. It occurs to me I want to shut my eyes. What happens is, oh, Sainte Médaille, qui me vient de ma sœur. I already feel as if it's a more intimate experience. It's a more genuine, spiritual experience that I'm having in relating this talk to God through my sister, through this medal and everything else, and the whole thing lines up, rather than just, oh, I'm going to sing a lovely big aria now. Let's move on. Okay. It's only in your practice room where you shut your eyes and do that. Sure. Too little wine in the glass. Yeah. Any other way of saying that? It's just a fraction. My hearing is reasonable. It's not what it was, but it's just a little bit under. Okay. So we need the, touching the upper harmonics of that note rather than the burgundy ones.
Sure.
C'est ça. C'est ça si chérie. As in Blair.
Yeah, sorry.
C'est ça si chérie. Daigne de tout danger la protéger. Daigne la protéger de tout danger.
Délivrer. Yeah, sorry.
No, don't apologize. Apologize to the French, but not to me.
Délivrer toute la triste.
Sorry.
Délivré d'une triste pensée, Juliet cherche la gloire sans des ennemis. La première, la plus brave, au fort de la mêlée, Juliet combattre pour mon pays. Et suivez-lui, Dieu me l'appelle, je verrai sous toi fidèle. Oh, sorry.
I know this is going to happen because if you keep
Yeah.
on banging it like that, that will come earlier than expected.
Yes.
This O that you have now, oh Margherita, can you? If you sing a pure O, it gets very tight. Oh, ducks come to mind. Oh, so put an A in there. Oh, Margherita. If you can, finish that off. Oh, otherwise I'm thinking he's running out of steam. He's really running out of steam. Oh, Margherita. And then take your time to start again. You've got time. Can you give me "Ah, toi, Seigneur" rather than "Ah, toi, Seigneur"? Because I promise you that will not help.
Okay. Oh, toi, Seigneur, roi des cieux, ma sœur, je confie. Oh, roi des cieux.
The G is terrific, but you could just make it easier on the ear.
Sure.
And maybe on yourself as well, if you just introduce that R as well. Ah, roi des cieux, rather than, oh, God, that's hard.
Oh, roi des cieux, je les yeux, protège Marguerite. Oh, roi des cieux,
It's tough at the end of this aria. You've got these big phrases to go into the cadence. Take your time over there. Oh, roi des cieux, c'est de Marguerite. Time. Oh, roi des cieux. And then the big one. You have to save for that. But I mean, you've got, just give yourself time and do it when you're ready. We'll not wait all day or all night, but, give yourself a chance.
Okay.
Panic is not a good thing. Oh, roi des cieux. Oh, roi des cieux.
Oh, roi des cieux, je les yeux, protège Marguerite. Oh, roi des cieux, des cieux.
Don't think you need to fade away in a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful morendo, diminuendo. Just sing the damn thing out. This is Gounod.
Yeah.
It's not Bellini or anything highfalutin of that sort. You can afford to sing this out in big. It finishes big, it goes on into a bacchanal and everything else. So you know, you're justified in doing so. Well done, well done. I mean, I think there are certain things there. Just refine that French,
Sure.
the accent, the aigu are important, and they just give you that little bit of brightness in the voice, you know, rather than being dull. La gloire. Délivré d'une tristesse, je vais chercher la gloire au sein des ennemis, and moments like that. Just you know, the niceties, the small details are all important. Make a world of difference. Can we do some Schubert?
Yes.
Is it Andy Lyer?
Andy Lyer, yes.
Nice lad. Sorry.
Ich will von Atreus Söhnen, von Cadmus will ich singen. Doch meine Saiten tönen, nur Liebe immer klingen. Doch meine Saiten tönen, nur Liebe immer klingen. Ich tauschte die Saiten, die Leier möcht ich tauschen, als sie den Sieges reiten, sollt ihre Machten rauschen. Doch auch die Saiten tönen, nur Liebe immer klingen. Doch auch die Saiten tönen, nur Liebe immer klingen. So lebt denn wohl Heroen, denn meine Saiten tönen, statt Heldensang zu drohen, nur Liebe immer klingen. So lebt denn wohl Heroen, denn meine Saiten tönen, statt Heldensang zu drohen, nur Liebe
No. I mean, Schubert asks makes big demands of you at times, and it's not easy after you've been 2 or 3 times through Valentin's aria to come to this. There's a langsam section in the middle of this. Can we just have a look at that? I'm singing it like that because I want to hear more line. I've never mentioned the cello this afternoon, but I will now. It needs that same effect that someone playing the cello would have here. If you can produce that and stick words on at the same time, that's what we're after. Could we try that? And don't dig. You don't need to dig for that B flat. I say that. I could never do that when I was engaged. Don't make it flutter. Just just speak it. I think it's not me. I think it's you that just needs to be a fraction more. I'm asking you to do it again because I like it. I like the way you sing the noise you make there, or the sound you make there, I like very much. It's such a gift to sing, you know. We're fortunate being gifted with the ability to sing, so make use of the gift. Den Wohl, so liebt. Piano there, and the next time it comes around, I don't know why. There's a kind of tradition of doing that, but it just feels artistic, for want of a better word. Through, will you? Yeah. I mean, you've short changes on that first note to the C. What you did was to save energy, you thought, for the coming phrase. Actually, you've taken it away.
Sure.
You'll be better off. You'll benefit from staying with it and then carrying over.
Yeah.
So lebt den Wohl.
So lebt den Wohl.
Very good. I'll say something that I've said umpteen times before, but maybe because I only discovered it too late. When you're coming to the end of the song, you know, you're singing Liebe immer kling. And we stifle ourselves in trying to be soft and closing the song off, you know, closing it out and then disappearing in a very nice manner. Why not just hand it over to that lady there?
Sure.
Drohne nur Liebe immer klingen. And it continues.
Yeah.
You know, you don't take it away. Just say, I've got out of this, you finish it off. It's easier for you, you've got a piano. Instead of two little Stimmbänder here. That's just a thought. But I mean, I think that's what one of the things that stifles us as singers is having to finish things off nicely. Don't think of finishing everything off nicely. Let somebody else take the responsibility. That you know, might find it easier with a £150,000 Steinway at their fingertips rather than a 2 and 6 penny voice here. Just a thought, yeah. But it's a useful thought, let me tell you.
Sure.
Right, I think our day is done here. Yeah, very good.
Before we thank Sir Tom, I'd like to thank our pianists and singers today. It's a big deal to sing in front of this man in this great place, and they showed courage and exactly that, and we're grateful to them. But it's amazing hearing Sir Tom talk about standing in the wings for Alfredo Kraus, but that's something, it has to be registered that that's what we feel about this man and about what he continues to do and has given in the past. So can I ask you, with that in mind, to say thank you very much.
Thank you.